contested ball. That's not pretty reading, is it?
No, it's terrible, and that's why we lost the game. It's as simple as that. It's Eagles dominators in the contest, and that's why they got the lead they got. You know, we showed a little bit of spirit for a small patch in the third quarter, but you can't win games of football when you get beat that badly in contested possession, and that's a strength of ours. Normally, we don't normally get beaten that badly. I don't think many teams get beaten that badly, to be honest.
What do you put that down to?
Oh no, we weren't strong enough in the contest today. Eagles were better than us. They used their strength better than we used ours, and some of our players would own that. They would say they got beaten badly inside. First possession minus 20 by a team that's pretty strong at ground level, that's us, is unacceptable.
What happened in that?
6 weeks in a row that you've been down. Is that a worrying trend for you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, you don't want to lose. You can't win big if you lose contested possession consistently, and we know that. So we're not shying away from it. We're doing contested possession training during the week consistently at the moment, and we're working to improve it. Today was a big setback.
So the word soft might be used when people see figures like that.
It's a fair way to describe today's performance. Not a fair way to describe us typically, but it's a fair way to describe today's performance. One side was really strong in the contest, and one side wasn't.
How do you reverse that going forward? What do you do to get?
I just said, we're working hard at that at training all the time. We know you have to continually train contested possession to improve. We've got some players there who are normally much better than they are at that. We've got some opportunities for players to come in and perhaps help us with that.
What happened halfway through this third quarter when it looked like you were just gone for all money, and then you came back a bit?
Yeah, well, we got a bit of a. You know what? We actually started winning the contested possession for that period of that quarter. If you look at those numbers, we were actually way better. But then, you can't give that big a lead and expect to sustain that. To West Coast credit, they were one down most of the day, and they finished strong.
What about your handball to kick ratio? It looked like you overcooked the handball a bit today.
And why does that happen in the game of footy?
Pump, maybe.
Serious question. It happens because you're not handling the pressure of the contest. We know that. We're not ignoring that, and we're not ignorant to that. We know that's the reason you overhandball sometimes.
Your best we've seen in the first 7 rounds has been pretty good, but your worst is far from it.
Oh no, that's if you look at the competition, we're not on our own in lots of cases in that space. We've had there's a couple of teams right at the top now who have been, and that's West Coast and Richmond, who have been doing it consistently well, and that's why they are where they are. The rest of us are trying to figure out a consistent way of getting it done. And I've said a few times, until you get that right for a patch of the season, you're always going to be in that 50-50 game. And in a tight competition, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
Based on what you've seen, Ken, where are they, do you think?
West Coast? Oh, well, you can only acknowledge what you've seen so far. They're one of the better teams in the competition. They're playing like that at the moment, and that's the reward for the effort that they're putting in. They've worked really hard. It was really good to have him back out there, obviously, and a big challenge for us and for him to two really strong rucks he was going against. I thought he, Paddy showed some nice stuff for us today. He'll get better. Obviously, we wanted to make sure we did the right thing and put him out there at the right time. And there's significant improvement in Paddy, which will certainly help some of our contested possession.
Clearly no concerns with the stadium surface, the fact that Paddy...
No, that's unfair. There was some concerns with the stadium surface. That's why we thought about it for such a long period of time. We're only hearing the feedback from other clubs and other teams, and particularly West Coast, who Adam, I think, acknowledges the stadium has got a firm surface, but that's a new stadium. It's a great venue with... There's always going to be a little bit of teething issues.
But the fact that he played, so you looked at the surface before he went out and were happy with what you saw?
Yeah, we wouldn't have put him out there if we weren't sure. But the surface was never to that point probably going to stop us. I don't think it was going to stop us if Paddy had got here and felt as if he wasn't quite right. He was very, very confident he was playing. So.
With Carl Pepper, what was you thinking for not playing him this week, and what are his chances of playing next week?
I missed the first part.
With Carl Pepper?
Yeah.
What was your thinking behind not including him?
We needed him to build his form and be consistent in the way he went about it. He's had a bit of time off, and he's had some distractions clearly that we've all done to death. But I thought his performance last night, which I watched in the second half, was exactly what we probably missed a bit off out there today. So he's obviously a pretty good chance to come back. Well, again, I'm not going to make selection decisions here and now because that's not fair. But some part of Rock in good form is something that we would make us better. But we've known that from the time we got him, not just from this week.
When you come off a game like that, when you're talking about your lack of contested football, is that something that you can take in and work on and use as a catalyst going into a showdown?
No, well, it's an absolute clear understanding that you can't compete. No, regardless of what game you play next, you can't compete in AFL football if you get badly beaten in contested possession. You may one day, for some strange reason, dodge a bullet, but more often than not, you end up on the receiving end of a pretty bad beating.
The link between midfield and forward line seemed to maybe not be at your best today. What causes it when it bounces out that quickly out of...
Oh, I thought some of our skill at times today was pretty disappointing. We had opportunities that looked clean and looked, scoreable, but we just turned them into some parts. We just missed some easy options, easy kicks, and again, the over handball just disrupts too much stuff for us. We've been on the record. We're working hard at that part of our game as well as the other stuff. So, we're improving. The good part about some part about today was, albeit Charlie missed goals, he got shots at goals today, and we look like McGovern didn't really influence too much in the intercept stuff, so we got some part of it right. But as I said to the boys, the game starts and stops at the contest. You band-aid the rest if you don't get that right. All good?
Thanks.